Hello. My name is Amy Gaffney, and I am the director of the LIFE program. Welcome and congratulations to you graduates for triumphantly achieving your goal. Today, it is my honor to welcome you graduating students, your families, your friends, and those supporting you to this graduate hooding ceremony. I would also like to recognize the following special guests who have come to celebrate this accomplishment with you. We have Todd Templin, from the Dubuque Life Team, instructor. Steve Shalau, Cedar Rapids Life instructor. We have Dr. Ricardo Cunningham, director of the MBA and Business program, Master in Management. And we have Dr. Chimeta Prelis, director of the Aviation Leadership program. Karen Middlesworth, Lisa Ayler from our Cedar Rapids Life team, Melissa Gunnelson from the Dubuque Life team, Lee Nate, Dave Rakusik from the Life team here in Dubuque. At this time, I invite Reverend Jennifer Petit to deliver the invocation.
Please join with me in prayer. Lord God, thank you for this opportunity to come together in celebration, in recognition, in praise, in joy, and accomplishment. Lord, just be with us here, working among us in our hearts and in our minds. Help us to lift up our graduates today, as well as all of those who helped them reach this point. And help us to remember that behind it all, you are here, working in our lives, working in our hearts, and stirring our minds. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Good afternoon. I'm Gail Hayes. I'm the Dean for Academic Affairs, Graduate and Adult Studies. And in a little bit here, I'm going to read to you a little bit about the history of the hooding ceremony. As I told our graduates to prepare for being tonsured, so they're not to wear their hats because we will be shaving their heads. The other day, my husband and I were talking about what we're going to write in our annual Christmas letter. And I said, keep it short because people never read them. And let's get away from talking about each of our children and rather talking about what we might have seen in what I call the rear view mirror. And that got me thinking about the fact that we all have a rear view mirror. When we're looking in it, and as you look back on the road that you have taken, many of you have taken a different journey to get to where we're at today. Some of you had to stop out for a while. Some of you had a job that either you lost or one that you gained that interfered with your education. Some of you had children. Some went through immense grief. But whatever your path took, it finally brought you to this day. The other thing that we look at when we look in the back of our rear view mirror is what's chasing after us. And so I say to you that what's chasing after you is not the end of something, but rather the beginning of something. You're on to now a new path. And something is chasing you to move forward in that new direction. Whether you realize this or not, you have now achieved something that is going to impact generations in your own families. Your children, your grandchildren, and those that are going to come after are impacted by the decision you made to complete your graduate degree. I'm hoping, if statistics are correct, your placement in life will be elevated because of your master's. And that will have a profound effect on your future generations to come. And also on behalf of all of the faculty and the staff and your parents and your family, we are so very honored to be a part of this day with you. Okay, somewhere I have my glasses. I have the pleasure today to provide some of the historical origins of the hooding ceremony and academic regalia. What I'm about to share comes by way of Cameron University, and that's just so because I know you can appreciate the fact that we don't plagiarize, so I'm citing my source. The pageantry of commencement has its roots in medieval times, dating to the early tradition of Europe's first universities. The origins of academic regalia are obscured in history, but are believed to have originated in the 12th and 13th centuries. When the earliest universities were forming, the dress of a scholar, whether student or teacher, was that of a cleric. Typically, the medieval scholar would have taken ecclesiastical vows and would have been tonsured. Long gowns were worn and may have been required for warmth in the unheated monasteries, where ancient texts were maintained. Hoods, and later the skull cap, would have served to cover the shaved head. Please silence your phones. Dr. Cunningham. The wearing of the distinctive regalia for universities consisting of a cap, gown, and hood began in England. There, in the second half of the 14th century, the statutes of certain colleges prescribed the wearing of a long gown by faculty and students. Although originally attached to the robe, the hood subsequently became separated. The earliest hoods for graduates of higher degrees and individuals of high birth had hoods lined with silk, sandal, or fur, and became the distinctive mark of having attained a college or university degree. Over time, distinctive colors were adopted by each discipline to distinguish them from their colleagues in other fields of learning. Specifically, the outer binding of a master's hood is edged and bound with velvet in the official colors of the university or college conferring the degree. You know, I feel like that airline stewardess where I need somebody here demonstrating the different parts of the uniform. Usually with one color forming a chevron pattern over the other, which represents the field of study in which the degree was received. The tradition of the tradition of special academic dress seems to have entered the United States through the King's College, now known as Columbia University in Colonial, New York. As late as the 1880s, different institutions established their own academic dress codes, similar to what was done throughout Europe to this day. In the US, a commission was formed to draw up an intercollegiate code of academic dress. This code, with modifications made in 1959, remains in force. The costumes, colors, trimmings, and patterns you see are all traditional and reflect both the degree and field of learning. Colors and corresponding fields of study for graduates of the University of Dubuque are white for a Master of Arts in Communication and Master in Management Communication Management, brown for the Master in Business Administration, and sage for the Master in Management Sport Management. The hooding ceremony at the University of Dubuque signifies a scholarly and personal achievement. As Director of Life, Amy Gaffney calls forward each graduate. She will share their personal statement. We ask that our guests and graduates hold applause until after the graduate has been hooded. Also, in a symbolic gesture of being tonsured, graduates will not be wearing their caps. Director and Professor of Sport Management, Dr. Kevin Katani, will position the hood on the graduate as a symbol of passage from student to master. For graduates earning high distinction, they will also receive gold and blue honor cord prior to being hooded. Professor of Communication, Dr. Abdul Sinu, will be positioning honor cords on these special graduates. And for graduates who have been in military service for our country, they will receive red, white, and blue cords from Command Sergeant Major Rick Ernst. And for our veterans, they will be receiving a coin from our Veterans Center.
Graduates, I ask you now to stand. And as your name is called, please come forward. Starting with, sorry. So I will read your name. We will process from this direction. Dr. Sino will be first. There we go. Okay, here we go. Jamal Abed. His marketing and sales operations is his interest. He's interested in furthering his opportunities with John Deere. The graduate would like to thank his wife, Cecilia, and daughter, Jamila, for supporting him in his educational goals and promise to not seek out a PhD. I would also like to thank Professor Abdul Sino for his guidance and will give some thought to a PhD. Next. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, the rest of you can say it. Sorry. Laura Abney, graduating with distinction. Her area of interest is corporate training and teaching career development. They hold the most interest for her at this point in her career, and she loves helping others to succeed as one of her passions. She's currently employed at Collins Aerospace in Cedar Rapids as an instructional designer, helping to restructure the curriculum for employee development. She'd like to thank the staff, instructors, and classmates that she has had at the University of Dubuque in Cedar Rapids. You made this journey educational, exciting, and thought-provoking. Profound thanks to my husband Brian and my extended family, whose love, support, and patience made it possible to do this. Life seemed to get in the way over the years, but now I have finally finished what I started almost 40 years ago. I dedicate this degree to my parents who always taught me that I could accomplish anything I set my mind to. I miss you both. Catherine Armstrong, graduating with distinction. Currently employed at Ruffalo Noel Lovitz as a front-end web developer. My family has been the greatest support in helping me achieve my goals. Without my husband, children, and my parents, receiving this degree would not have been possible for me. Thank you for always believing in me. Janelle Beswick, graduating with distinction. Janelle intends to remain in public service. Janelle works in public affairs at the Iowa City VA healthcare system. She would like to thank her mom, Loretta, who is eternally supportive, and the rest of her family. She would also like to thank the Iowa City VA for supporting her in this program. Tara Bowman, graduating with distinction and military veteran. She's a U.S. Army logistician. She is active duty United States Army for 16 years, stationed at Rock Island Arsenal, Army Sustainment Command. The graduate would like to thank Army Tuition Assistance for paying for her master's, my family for watching our kids while we went to school, my classmates for being solid partners, my husband for taking classes with me and supporting the extra workload on our already chaotic life. Terrence Bowman, also graduating with veteran status, U.S. Army logistician, logistics, active duty United States Army 19 years, stationed at Rock Island Arsenal, Army Sustainment Command. Would like to thank Army Tuition Assistance for paying for my master's. He would like to thank my wife for tolerating my antics, sitting next to me in class, and making me earn this master's degree. Thanks to my daughters for sharing me with academia. Thanks to Tim and Mary Biederman for their unyielding support. Deanna Brennan. Her area of interest is healthcare, performance improvement, and nursing informatics. She currently works for the University of Iowa Hospital, leading a quality and operations team. She plans to move further into quality and improvement on the data analytics side. The graduate would like to thank her amazing daughter, Ashley, for her continued help and support during this time. She says she helped to remove so many obstacles along the way. I couldn't have done it without her. My son, Tyler, for his unending faith in my ability to meet all my goals. My parents for their multiple offers of help and assistance. My best friend, Heidi, who was beside me the whole way. I'd like to thank my UIHC family who have cheered me forward over the past year. Thank you all so very much. I am so very blessed. Jeremiah Brancala, graduating with veteran status. His interest is to further expand his engineering background and merge this knowledge with what he has learned while pursuing his MBA. His future plans include continuing his employment with John Deere, and he wishes to eventually move into a management position. He would like to thank all of my fellow graduates who contributed to team projects. I would also like to thank my mother and my family in their continuous support through the hard times. Demetris DJ Bryant, with his area of interest in business, marketing, management, and communications. I am currently a Toyota financial team member with the goal of growing my role within the company in different areas with more responsibility. He would like to firstly thank Karen, Todd, and all of the UD Life staff that have supported me and provided everything I needed since day one when I resumed my college career. Also my family for pushing me to stick it out and surpass even my own goals with pursuing this master's degree. Albeit it has been an amazing journey, up and down, but we made it. Honestly, it's bittersweet. I'm ready to be done and have free time, but I'm going to miss the staff, the meetings, and my peers. The juice was definitely worth the squeeze. Andrew Busson, area of interest, agricultural business, finance, economics. Future plans, he's currently employed at Dubuque Bank and Trust in the Wealth Management Department. I hope to develop as an integral employee with hopes to someday reach an executive level position. The graduate would like to thank his family for their support, cooperation, and patience. He would also like to thank Heartland Financial and DBT for giving him tuition reimbursement. Without it, I would not have been so inclined to complete my educational goal. Carissa Clark, graduating with distinction. Carissa currently works at the University of Dubuque as the Operations and Promotions Manager for the Heritage Center and the Department of Fine and Performing Arts. She plans to continue working at UD in the arts and support students through their higher education journey. Carissa would like to thank her professors for their knowledge, advice, and compassion. She wishes to extend an extra thank you to Dr. Abdul Sino, who was always there to help and share his famous words of wisdom. She is grateful for the lifelong friends she met on this journey. She couldn't have done it without them. Carissa would also like to thank her husband, Ricky, and son, Camden, for being so patient, understanding, and supportive this past year, as well as her parents for always being her biggest cheerleaders. It takes a village, and she has the best one. Thomas Connor, graduating with distinction. His area of career interest is learning how to create and develop new companies. Future plans, currently holds the position of Southeast Regional Director at Greenlight Maximum Recovery, hoping to become a managing partner soon. The graduate would like to thank God, Celeste Sushami, my family and friends for never giving up on me and supporting me during the past few years. Thank you to the university staff for giving me an opportunity to complete my master's remotely. Todd Rogers, Karen Middlesworth, and Angie Etscheit. Erica Cushman. Erica is interested in continuing her career in nursing leadership. Erica is currently the nurse manager of the Women's Post-Surgical and Mother-Baby Care Unit at the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics. Erica is especially grateful for her husband, Dan, and daughter, Ava, for all of their patience, love, and understanding, and support as she completed the MBA program at the University of Dubuque. Erica would also like to thank her family, friends, coworkers, all of the MBA Life Program instructors at the Cedar Rapids campus, and fellow MBA students at the University of Dubuque. Marisa Dabalier, graduating with distinction. Her area of interest is education technology. Her current employer is McGraw-Hill Higher Education. She would like to thank her entire extended family, especially my husband Joe, sister Mimi, mom Annette, and grandma Lupe. I am who I am today because of your effort, guidance, and support. Thank you for a world of opportunity. I am ever grateful to my family, friends, colleagues, mentors, and McGraw-Hill Education for believing in me. Thank you. Carrie Dubé, graduating with distinction. Carrie is the Donor Center Supervisor at the University of Iowa DeGoen Blood Center. Carrie would like to thank the Cedar Rapids staff and professors, as well as all of her classmates. She would also like to thank her parents, Mike and Sue, for teaching her to love learning, and most importantly, her husband Rob and boys Alex and Andy for their unwavering love and support. Jessie Alinger, career interests of marketing strategy, human resources, and healthcare administration. She is employed at the Cedar Rapids Gazette and excited for continued growth and challenges. She would like to say to her husband Travis, who has cleaned our house, made all meals, listened when I was overwhelmed, and allowed me quiet time to complete my papers, you are my favorite. Thank you to my two awesome kids, Carson and Grace, for being my sunshine always. Thank you to my parents and friends, as well as the wonderful teachers and amazing fellow students I have met in this process. Don Finn, graduating with distinction. Area of interest, he would like to expand his current leadership role, always keeping in mind that it is all about the people. He would like to continue bringing new and creative ideas to Alliant Energy and be a voice for the employees and customers. Don says, I would like to thank my employer, Alliant Energy, for supporting me on this educational journey. I would also like to thank my 4 children who continue to inspire me with everything they do. I would also like to show my appreciation for all the instructors, students, and administrative staff at the University of Dubuque Cedar Rapids location. Finally, I would like to thank my wife for all her loving patience and support throughout this process. Lisa Gleason, graduating with distinction. Interest is business administration related to the field of medicine. She's currently the director of Eastern Iowa Sleep Center in Cedar Rapids. She says, thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, from whom all blessings flow. A special thank you to my husband, Jeff Gleason, for all his encouragement. I love you. Thank you to my family and friends for all your support. Thank you to my current employer for the financial support and opportunity. Thank you to the UD Cedar Rapids Life Program team for your support and for existing in our community. Last but not least, in memory, thank you to my mom and my dad for the inner strength to accomplish my goals. Jennifer Goebel. Her interest is real estate sales and marketing. She's currently a realtor at Keller Williams Legacy Group in Cedar Rapids. And the graduate would like to thank her parents, Dr. Sherry Goebel and Christopher Goebel, and my sons, Nathan Harris and Michael Harris, for all their support and love. Austin Jungers, career interest of retirement finance and planning. He'd like to continue his role as a retirement counselor with Prudential Financial. And the graduate would like to thank his wife, Melissa, my mother and father, my brothers, Tyler and Davis, and my great friends, Devin, Moat, and Cole. And finally, the incredible staff here at the University of Dubuque. Your support directly contributed to my success, and I will forever be grateful. Gina Carderas-Clymer. Future plans. Gina plans to continue her journey at the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, where she would like to fulfill her goal of becoming a successful manager. Gina wants to thank her husband, Dylan, for always supporting her. Dylan is her rock, and she wouldn't be where she is today without him. Gina would also like to thank her father, Dimitri, for always pushing her to do better for herself and her family. Nathan Kearns, graduating with distinction. Nathan plans to continue his career in information technology leadership. Nathan is employed at Fairway Stores Incorporated as their Vice President of Information Technology. Nathan would like to thank his wife Catherine, son Abram, and daughter Annie for their unwavering support as he pursued his MBA. They were all understanding of the time commitment required for class and homework, time that he inevitably spent away from them. Today is a day that they shall celebrate together as a family. Melissa King, graduating with distinction. Her career interest is to continue enhancing the lives of our community through listening to the unique stories of individuals and helping them understand their financial independence and value. Her future plans, she plans to continue the journey of learning daily while helping others find their path in her role at Dubuque Community Credit Union. She would like to thank, she says, throughout this MBA journey, my family made many sacrifices. My husband, Matt, is beyond supportive and a great father. Without his love for our family, this degree wouldn't be possible. Our two boys, Chase and Gavin, have cried at times when I've left for school. Nonetheless, they continuously reminded me that this degree is for them as much as it is for me. I owe all gratitude to my family, including my supportive and encouraging Dupaco family. At UD, I was surrounded by thoughtful instructors, supportive teams, and many new friends that have kept the light at the end shining. Timothy Moon, graduating with veteran status. He's currently employed at Almond Inc. as a technical author. He says, I would like to thank my family for pushing me to complete my MBA. I would like to especially thank my fiancée, Mariah, for taking control of the house while I was at the university or doing homework. Tanya Moore. Tanya's passion continues to be educating others about business and finance while using that same knowledge to strengthen the family businesses that she and her husband Larry own. Tanya will continue to serve business loan members at Dupaco Community Credit Union while pursuing a part-time career teaching college courses. The graduate says, none of this would be possible without the love and support of my family. I want to specifically thank my husband Larry and my 3 children, Jonathan, Brittany, and Larry III, for understanding when my studies would take me away from precious family time, as well as my duties within our family businesses. Your sacrifice did not go unnoticed, and I am forever grateful. I would also like to thank my work family at Dupaco Community Credit Union for believing in me and financially backing the pursuit of my graduate studies. There are countless other people to thank. You know who you are. I am blessed to be surrounded by people that love me and who supported my year-long journey. Gwendolyn Morrow, graduating with distinction. She has career interest in human resources. She would like to pursue a career in human resources. She would like to thank her husband Omar for his proofreading and patience, my daughter Emily for using an inside voice during homework time, and my mom for her continued support of my education. Ryan Rasmussen, his career interest is hospital administration. I am a revenue cycle coordinator at the University of Iowa Emergency Department. I recently accepted a hospital administrative fellowship with the University of Iowa Physicians. He would like to thank his fiancée Leah for endless amount of support and enthusiasm, my family and Leah's family for being here, the University of Dubuque for the opportunity to pursue my master's, and finally my coworkers for all of their support in this journey. Charles Rubio Jr. He has a career interest in accounting, public and private, currently a corporate accountant for Cottingham and Butler. His future plans include continuing at Cottingham and Butler, hopes of advancement, would also like to teach accounting courses at a community college. He says he would like to thank all my family, grandparents, parents, brothers, Alicia and Malin. Also my professors for providing the insight and direction that allowed for an easy transition from undergrad to the master's program. Lastly, my boss, Sandy, for understanding the commitment and desire I had to finish this program while parenting, working, and going through school. Chris Sanders, graduating with distinction. His career interest is customer and product support. His passion is customer uptime. Future plans and career, he works at John Deere, and he would like to thank his wife Laura for all nights and time on weekends where I was unable to help with the kids. I want to thank Leah and Claire for understanding that I missed some of their activities so that I could continue my education. Thank you to my parents for instilling in me the value to always strive to better myself. Lastly, thank you, John Deere, for supporting me in this endeavor. Sarah Swan, graduating with veteran status. Her career interest is business operations management in a healthcare-related field. Her future plans, she's taken time off to finish this degree, so she will be looking for work in the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids area. She would like to thank her family for their support, especially her husband and best friend, Jonas. Dustin Truesdale, graduating as veteran status. Dustin plans to continue a pursuit of knowledge in the aerospace industry, serving the United States Armed Forces. Dustin is a quality engineer at Crystal Group, Inc. in Hiawatha. Crystal Group manufactures rugged computers and electronics for aerospace, autonomous vehicles, military applications. Dustin would like to thank his wife, Haley Truesdale, for her support in this endeavor. Balancing work, school, and life in general would not have been possible without her encouragement and efforts. He would also like to thank his parents, Dan and Rhonda Truesdale, for instilling the importance of hard work and discipline throughout the years of growing up on their small farm in New London, Iowa. Becky Watkins, graduating with distinction. Career interest, engineering solutions. Becky plans to continue to work to support others in STEM fields and continue to investigate new smart technologies. She currently works at Alliant Energy. Becky says, there are so many to thank today. Many hands touch this degree, from those who supported and suggested I give it a go to those who supported and picked up the load while I was going through the program. This list includes my husband, Chris Watkins, my daughter, Parker Jane Watkins, my parents, Rick and Pat Walsh, and my boss, Joe McGovern. Much gratitude goes to my friends and family that came today and supported me throughout. Melissa and Lee in the Life Department, and all the professors I had the privilege to learn from over the last year and a half. And finally, I'd like to express gratitude to myself for taking on this challenge, pushing through late nights and early mornings, and for never letting up. Rachel Weber. Rachel says, I am currently working for a nonprofit organization. With my MBA, I can hopefully start a career in human resources. She currently works for the Riverview Center. Her future plans are to start a career in human resources. She would like to thank her husband, Chris, and she says, and my wonderful children, Jackson, Hannah, and Henry, for believing in me and supporting me during this almost 3-year journey of obtaining my master's degree. Kelly Birds Whelan. Kelly has 10 years of accounting and internal audit experience. She is currently the compliance officer for HK Financial Services. As the compliance officer for HK Financial Services, Kelly assists with the administration of the firm's compliance program. She's currently working on the FINRA series exams. Kelly says she would like to thank her parents for always being there for her no matter what, and for setting such an incredible example of the type of person she strives to become. To the amazing men in her life, her husband, 3 sons, and 3 brothers, she is so fortunate to have their support and unconditional love. She would not be here today without her family. At times over the past year, this degree may have seemed impossible, but thankfully she met exceptional friends and professors along the way that stuck with her during this journey. With this degree, she has become a dream catcher. Heidi Williams. Heidi is currently involved in nursing leadership at the University of Iowa hospitals. An area of passion for her is employee satisfaction and retention. Heidi is an assistant nurse manager on 2 inpatient units at the University of Iowa hospital. She hopes to eventually move on to a nurse manager role or nursing director role in the future. Heidi would like to thank her husband, Zach, and their children, Sawyer and Finley, for all the nights they had to endure of Heidi doing homework and undoubtedly her short temper, fueled by coffee and determination. She would also like to thank their families for helping to watch the kids on nights that they needed a sitter so she could attend class. I am so grateful to have gone through the program with my best friend, Deanna, without whom I could not have done it. Lastly, a big thank you to her boss, Molly, her friend and mentor, who has encouraged and supported her through this crazy journey. Jamie Williams. With my extensive healthcare background, I am evaluating project management opportunities in the medical device, medical software, and pharmaceutical development industries. Currently, I am a claim exemptions processor for Auxient. And she would like to thank her husband, Brent, and son, Caden, for helping her through this journey and the adventures yet to come. Now, graduates, I would like to ask you to stand, face your families and supporters. I present to you the master's graduating class of December 2019. So, before a final blessing, I have a few housekeeping notes. Where are we for time? Okay, so exhale, right? So graduates, you need to keep your hoods on, and now after I release you, you can put your cap on, right? So we're gonna head over to Heritage there, and we have people that will escort you over there. Where are my people who are going to escort over there? There they are, Lisa and Karen. They will stand at the back when we're ready. You will have a few minutes. But again, you're going to gather, and then they will escort you to the Heritage Center for the commencement lineup. So you're not quite done yet. They're going to take your picture. Okay. Friends and families, please remain seated until the students and the platform party have all recessed out. So just hang tight. We'll exit through, and you'll have a little, there'll be some light refreshments in the vestibule after this. And then we will also have people ready to escort you when the time comes to the Heritage Center to get your seat for the commencement event. I would also like to remind everyone at 4:30 this afternoon, there is also a reception downtown at the Hotel Julian for the graduates, if anybody wants to swing by. All right, so we have a little bit of time before we have to haul you over, but at, we'll say 10 to 2, Lisa and Karen will escort the students, and then about 2:10, the families will take over. All right, I now ask Reverend Petit for a final blessing.
Graduates, will you please rise? Today you're at a milestone in your lives. A point where you've achieved something that maybe there were times you really thought you'd never make it to. You've overcome obstacles, you've faced challenges, you maybe have banged your head on the table a few times, wrung your hands, wanted to throw a computer out the window. Lots of things have happened, right? And this is a beginning. This is a point where you take this now out into the world, where you open up yourselves to say, what do I do with this next? So my blessing to you is that you have that space, that you have that peace to breathe, to take those deep breaths, and to look and say, God, where would you have me go with this? What lives would you have me touch? How would you have me change the world? Where am I to go from here? Because you are empowered, you are loved, you are valuable, And now you have the opportunity to go and spread that joy in the world. So graduates, receive this blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May you be protected. May you always know that you are loved. May you know that you are strong and you are wonderful, that you are created by a God who blesses you infinitely, who has created you and brought you here to do amazing things. Now go forth in peace. Amen.